You know that little quiet voice inside? When mine said, go for a walk, I listened. However, it wasn't just any walk. In the first of this 6-part series, I'm sharing the beginning of a 5-week pilgrimage across northern Spain, where I'm unknowingly, at the time, being guided by the planets above, marking my path along the Camino de Santiago and revealing a little more of who I am truly. So passing through or staying overnight in quiet villages, learning the history and how each step aligned with me, with the planets that was shaping my inner and outer journeys. So join me as we step into this journey together, discovering the essence that is the Camino and the whispers within that guide us all. May it inspire you to follow your own quiet whispers. Welcome to Soul Travel, a journey through the places that shape the soul. I'm Marilyn, and together we'll explore how travel, history, and planetary energies intertwine, revealing the deeper stories within each destination. Today, the story begins with a simple whisper. It's time to go for a walk. Imagine taking that whisper seriously and setting out on a 5-week pilgrimage across northern Spain. Step after step, kilometer after kilometer, the landscape around begins to shape the landscape within. This is the Camino de Santiago, a 1,000-kilometer journey where every path, every village, and every encounter invites you closer to your own heart. I had yearned to go for a walk, but more than just a walk. I wanted to walk that would show me my true self and would share life's journey with others along the way. So I had done my research, I had booked my flights, and I'd learnt where to pick up my pilgrim passport, and above all, I'd made the commitment to honor myself. It was time to step away from the familiar and answer the call of the Camino. And as A Course in Miracles reminds us, the true temple is not a physical structure. Its holiness lies in the inner altar, unseen to the eye. So walking the Camino, I discovered that every hamlet, every town, and every Baroque cathedral along the way is a mirror of this inner temple, where each step is a gentle invitation to pause, to reflect, and to listen to the inner voice, and reminding me not to confuse the messenger with the messenger. The Camino is no ordinary path. Pilgrims have walked it since the 9th century, through landscapes of truly breathtaking beauty and deep cultural history. It draws people for every faith, from adventure, for renewal, and past and present alike. And while many are drawn by the legend that Santiago de Compostela is the burial place of the legendary St. James, the path itself predates Christianity. It was by 200 BC that the Celtic and the Iberian tribes were journeying to the Atlantic coast from Galicia, where Roman roads still carry pilgrim footprints today. In starting my journey in the village of Roncesvalles, a village whose name means Valley of Thorns, felt deeply significant. Here pilgrims from every walk of life have converged since the 12th century. And after checking into the pilgrim hostel, I wandered the quiet lanes and soon was standing in the road sign Santiago de Compostela, 790 kilometers. A humbling reminder of the distance ahead, yet also the promise of experiences waiting along the way. For me, beginning in Roncesvalles aligned with my Saturn line in astrocartography. Saturn brought both challenge and depth, dedication, introspection, and resilience. The Camino became a quiet initiation, again with every step requiring presence, every encounter asking me to know myself more fully. The first few days were physically demanding and particularly hard on my knees, being mainly downhill through very peaceful landscapes and clearly an early test of inner strength. Small, quaint villages offered glimpses of rural life and moments to pause, breathe, and reflect. Then eventually, I arrived in the vibrant and bustling city of Pamplona. Then, continuing to Punto li Reina and walking down Calimere, Then crossing the Romanesque Queen's Bridge, I felt a quiet joy in simply being present. Each day welcomed sunrise and a fresh start. Each afternoon offered the calm of siesta, and everywhere fountains provided refreshing water. That is, unless you've walked past the Irache wine fountain, where you're offered the opportunity to enjoy the taste of free wine to also fortify the spirit. Then climbing through the forest and plains of Navarra to the township of Onjaren, where the views of the castle ruins and the surrounding vineyards reminded me that each step is both physical and awakening. The village of Locos offered rest at Casa de la Abria, a place steeped in history, and where evenings are spent in the square brought companionship with fellow pilgrims, sharing their stories and kindness along the way. Santo Domingo is the township that followed, a town built by a man of extraordinary vision and dedicated to supporting pilgrims. The town's cathedral, the medieval lanes, and even the bakery reminded me of the continuity between the past and the present and the outer and the inner. From Santo Domingo, I continued on to Grania and stopped to enjoy the vibrant colored sunrise before continuing on to Redesela del Camino and entering the region of Castelli y Leon, where vast plains and small villages invited a slower pace and reflection. 2 weeks passed traveling through this region, and the Camino taught me that this pilgrimage is not merely about arriving, it's about stepping into the heart of each day, walking in pace with the land, the history, and the people who came before me. To explore more about the history and the planetary placements woven into this journey, you can read a full blog post at asoulawakening.com/soul travel. You can also visit asoulawakening.com to see what services and offerings that I provide. The journey continues, and in the next episode, we'll pause to rest and rejuvenate in the smaller villages. Then, wandering through the historic, beautiful old city of Burgos and immerse ourselves in its magnificent cathedral, its charming squares, and monuments that awaken the inner landscape. Buen Camino. Everyday moments, celestial threads. The reflection begins. Awakening awareness. An invitation to continue. The journey orientation. 14 days, 14 reflections to lift straight to your inbox. A gentle nudge towards your own path of self-discovery, step by step with astrology as your compass, guiding you into your own story. Think of it as the first step before your greater journey begins. Discover more at asoulawakening.com.